Hey guys, welcome back to the J4U podcast. We are at episode 15. It's been a little while.
Yeah, it has been about 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, crazy though.
Oh god, it has been crazy.
Yeah.
Filled with a lot of stuff that we might need to catch up with.
Oh yeah. So basically,
But
with that said, actually, Luke, great transition there. I know E3 is this week, but this is not actually our E3 podcast. That will be our normal Saturday show. We want to do this before then, just so this can be basically our catch-up podcast to catch up on the things that we missed.
yeah, it's more like for this podcast, it'll probably be about like movies and stuff, and also like a game at the end, and not really as much about like the big things just yet. But we'll be on Saturday,
Which Saturday will
the
be
usual
the
time.
E3 podcast, where we are basically going to just talk about everything that happened during E3. So it's basically just all about E3 this Saturday. This podcast is just covering the stuff we missed. So, also, first podcast with a new look. I really like the style.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, I really like the logo that you got there, and also the intro thing looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm happy. I last night was remaking the intro, and I was trying to find that blur that we had for the last one, and came across the red, green, blue thing, and I was like, that's perfect for our style. So I went with that.
Yeah. Also, by the way, this isn't an insult, but also the logo kind of looks like a vaporwave thumbnail.
Can
I
see
mean,
that.
80s is. Oh, maybe I should like. Someone can make like a remix of like voice clips from us and have it like a vaporwave remix.
That would be cool. That
Yeah,
would legit.
that would be
cool.
the theme song.
So
Like have it from. Sorry, I just
no,
wanted
go
to say,
ahead,
like,
go ahead.
maybe like you know how you have like the royalty-free music for like the intro, or whatever. Maybe we can get someone to make vaporwave specifically for the channel and have
There
that
you
be
go.
our theme.
There you
That'd
go.
be sweet. People who can do that, you should do that.
People more
That'd be cool.
talented than us, you can do that.
Yeah, yeah, or just pick a song and have it on reverb and like slow down as much as you can, so it comes to the point where it can't be found by copyright.
Yeah.
But that would not be a good idea, though. Not thinking about it. Never mind.
Well, that would be a fantastic song for our intro.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe like text to speech, like audio singing like a scripted song, and then make it like a vaporwave.
If we had a theme song for this series, what would it be like? I don't even know.
Uh, that's a good question. I feel like it would be one thing I would really not want to be. You know those like theme songs for shows that are just say the title over and over again, and it's just like, and that's the theme song. I'd really not want it to be that, because that would just be obnoxious.
Now that'd be
It's like,
perfect.
it's just for you studios, just for you studios. It's just for you studios. Like,
With that said, I think Philip
okay.
DeFranco has the best of those, where it's just Philip, Philip, Philip DeFranco, Philip, 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 and that just
Philip.
repeating the whole time. Because it gets
Yeah.
stuck in your head, and I don't know what it is about
Yeah.
it.
Maybe instead of just Philip DeFranco, it's Philip DeFranco, and DeFranco has a bit of a rhythm to it.
It's just
Maybe,
very
who knows?
satisfying. I don't know what it is about it.
Yeah, it's it is pretty satisfying actually. Not listening
Right?
to it. Yeah, it's like it's got a rhythm. But
I wish my
anyways,
name had more of a rhythm. There's not much you can do
Yeah.
with it. Like,
That's actually kind of funny. That just reminded me. So I won't spoil anything about this, but there's a short film I'm working on. But like for like credits, I was looking at my name. It's like my regular name sounds stupid, so I'm just gonna add in my middle name as well. Cause like Luke Gill is just like that's okay. Whereas Luke Eric Gill has like a bit of a rhythm to it. It's like duh duh duh.
you're right with the
Instead of
syllable
duh.
thing there. That is interesting.
Yeah, that's why there's so many filmmakers who have like their full name like Paul Thomas Anderson or other people.
Could you imagine Paul
Yeah.
Anderson? Well, no, that has a decent rhythm.
Yeah, but it's not as cool as Paul Thomas Anderson. It's
Yeah.
like- or trying to think of like who other filmmakers have that like name to them. But in all honesty, I kind of feel like we're maybe going off a little bit on track. Or
Yeah. Oh, another thing we should address. Right below me, at his normal spot, Raphael. He was going to be in this podcast. Unfortunately, this morning he got on. He was sick, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah. But hopefully he may be available for Saturday when we talk about E3.
Yeah, so that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a big podcast. We got a lot to cover with that one.
Yeah. Well, even though I haven't talked about a lot of video games in these upcoming podcasts, there are a few things that I am going to probably talk about a lot, actually, surprisingly.
I've made way too many trailer reactions the past 3 days, and I still have more to do. Let me actually count up for you guys so you know how many I have done.
I'm editing some of those.
Yes, you are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I got like another 5 to go still. So 12 trailer reactions I recorded the past 2 days. That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What would you... Oh, I was going to ask you what are you most hyped for, but that's probably for next podcast, though.
Yeah, we'll get into that then. So, jumping right into things here, we got some movies on our list. First up,
I've seen a number of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one is, we have a review on the channel, on Just For Studios channel today about Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Oh, I still haven't seen the review yet. I probably should soon, though. But what did you think?
Overall, I did really enjoy it. I think it was the movie that DC needed to come out, basically. And I had fairly high expectations, which I was trying to squash down as low as possible. But I'll admit, I had fairly high expectations. But I'd say it met all of my expectations.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't perfect. By no stretch.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it was a good movie. Not best, not worst, good.
Yeah, like for DC standards, this is probably one of the best films they've made in the past decade. I don't know, maybe
5 years for sure.
Yeah, like 5 years for sure. But yeah, like this one was probably at least the most enjoyable one in the past decade because like it's not perfect. Like there's a couple of things I have issues with. One of them is some of the visual effects are kind of like even for like today's standards, like I don't know about that, but like overall, like it was really fun and enjoyable. And I guess like besides visual effects, the only problem I have is with like the last third. But I won't go into that because that will spoil the shit out of everything that happens at the end.
Yeah, I have a spoiler tag when I talk about spoilers for the movie review. Yeah, and I've been trying to avoid it the past several months. But this one, I had like only a couple problems, but one of them was a spoiler, so I did have to bring it back. But if you do want to know one of my biggest gripe with the film, I'd have to say, it is in the review. Probably, yeah, you're right, we won't go over it now, just because I don't have any spoiler tags up or anything, so.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's like, I had really enjoyed it very much, even if it is kind of wobbly in its execution in a couple of areas. But yeah. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So here's the question, and I addressed this in the movie review. Would you say that this film saved the DCEU? Because that was a big question that everyone had going into it.
God, yeah. For one thing, it was at least had like a coherent pacing, and like. And another thing is, it didn't have to worry about like, gotta set up next movie for this thing or whatever.
It was a very good standalone.
Yeah, it was kind of just more involved in its own little thing and not as much dealing with like other possible movies. But yeah, like I think that benefited it a lot, and mainly just having very good pacing and all that and such, except for last third. But it had enough good pacing for me to say yes, it did. Overall, I feel like it did save the DCEU, and also like not just critically, but also probably financially, because I've heard like how like in second weekends for like box office stuff, like it usually like dips like really far, like 60%. Like this, apparently this has one of the lowest box office second weekend dips of any superhero film in the past couple of years.
Well, that's good.
Because like Batman v Superman had like something like 60 or 70, and even Suicide Squad had something kind of around that, but this one had like 53% drop, which is pretty cool actually. And I was
Hmm.
like, yeah, I'd say it deserves it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very good. I'd recommend very highly.
Hmm. And
And
I am still a little worried for Justice League, but hopefully, with
oh
Joss
yeah,
Whedon now kind of at the helm, hopefully it's in good hands. So.
yeah, yeah. Maybe like because one thing that was kind of an issue with Batman, at least in my opinion, Batman v Superman was that it was very bloated and had like a lot of scenes. Like we didn't really need to have to go into that
Yes,
really
I agree.
here. And I feel like maybe Joss Whedon will be able to kind of condense that down and cut off all the parts that really don't need to be there.
Yeah, since he's
Whereas,
supervising the
yeah,
post production part.
yeah, since he's helping with like editing and like visual effects possibly and such.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Visual
yeah.
effects, visual effects, especially because I cannot
Oh
look at
yeah,
Cyborg and say that I've ever seen him with good special effects. Every picture I've seen, every clip I see, I look at his suit and it just looks way too out of place. I don't know if it's the lighting,
yeah,
if it's the shaping of it. It just doesn't look good, the CGI on him.
yeah. It just looks off, kind of thing. It's
Even
like
the
okay,
Flash has moments where it's like, that suit didn't need to be CGI. I can see that as CGI.
yeah. It's like it's like sometimes it looks like okay, it looks real, where other times like, huh? Hmm. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like with Joss Whedon, he'll probably help at least condense it down a bit better. Maybe not like everything, but at least some of it.
Yeah, you don't
Hopefully.
know how much I would love for Justice League to be good. If Justice League was as good as the
Yeah,
first Avengers, I would be the
that'd be
happiest
pretty
guy
great.
ever. Because I want
Yeah, yeah,
DC to make good movies consistently.
yeah. Like also one other thing is like then that give Marvel some good competition, and I feel like Marvel's kind of been in some
They've
areas
gone a
recently.
little
So
lazy.
yeah, so I feel like that would give them like the motivation to be like, okay, maybe we should up our game a little bit instead of just doing kind of a copy paste
Hmm.
recently.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like one thing I could say about the DCEU is like while most of them aren't great, they don't feel like copy pastes.
Yes, I agree.
Because
Each
like
one has its own kind of unique thing. I will say Man of Steel, Batman v Superman was fairly close, but I get why they were so close and how they
yeah,
felt.
yeah,
That made
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Uh, it was kind of funny though. I'd say like Batman v Superman kind of felt like it was trying to be a whole bunch of different genres into one at once. And that's kind of what I mean by like if it felt very unique in comparison to other superhero movies.
Hmm.
Maybe not for the right reason, but it is unique, I guess. But
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, like I feel like Wonder Woman dead definitely brought back DC from being kind of like the laughing stock of the like superhero films, and
Hmm.
luckily now they are not anymore because they made a good
Hmm.
movie.
Yeah. My stance on the situation is yes, Wonder Woman was good, but if we look back 5 years from now, and that was the only good movie from DC, and everything else turns out to be crap from here on out,
Yeah,
it's hard to tell. I don't want to say one movie can save a universe, a movie franchise at least. So I'm
yeah,
but it's definitely a step in the right direction for DC.
yeah. I kind of feel like another problem DC has is just like, well, maybe they probably won't do this now because of recent events, but like they've been kind of mainly sticking with Zack Snyder for a good amount of their films, and like one or two kind of like oddball like different
David
directors
Ayer.
for. So, oh yeah, well, it's just like I was gonna say it's like, I mean, Zack Snyder has been kind of with making some of these films, but luckily
Mhm.
it's not David fucking Ayer. But yeah, like hopefully maybe they'll see from like this as like oh maybe we should get some bit more variety of like directors we choose for these projects because yeah like Zack Snyder's already done like what feels like half of the
Mhm.
DCEU films.
Yeah, and they definitely are getting better at that. Even the last Comic Con, the directors panel looked fantastic. Uh,
Yeah,
because it had Zack Snyder as one, of course, David Ayer, Patty Jenkins, but it also had Zack Snyder, or not Zack Snyder, Ben Affleck, because at the time he was doing the Batman, which I'm still upset about that he's not doing the Batman anymore.
Yeah, I was really hoping it'd still be Batman, but I think they got like Matt Reeves, who didn't he do Planet of the Apes recently?
Oh, that's right. I did hear something like that.
Yeah, because I remember that was something that I heard something about that being a possibility. That and also the guy who directed Rogue One, what was his name?
Yes, I
I
also
can't
heard of
remember
that.
now.
I know who you're talking about
But
though.
yeah, yeah.
And then
But
they
either
got,
one of those I'd be cool with.
and then for Aquaman they have James Wan, so that was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
I'm actually pretty excited for that because I saw like I feel like James Wan is very good at making kind of uh like I feel like he's kind of almost like a newer version of Sam Raimi in a way because he did like horror but in a cheesy
See
and
that,
very entertaining way.
which I think would
And
be cool for Aquaman.
yeah, and maybe like he can do kind of like the Spider-Man effect where he kind of brings like a cheesy but still very enjoyable like vibe to Aquaman since to be honest, I think the concept of Aquaman is kind of silly if you think about it.
So my hope for what Aquaman will be, because what James Wan was most excited about is it takes place in the ocean. We don't know much about the ocean. We don't know what kind of creatures, what lives in the ocean. We don't even know a lot about what it looks like. So he wanted to
Yeah.
explore kind of both the beauty of the ocean and the horrors of the ocean, which for Aquaman I
Yeah.
think would be cool. And the fact that Aquaman has been known as a wimp, I'm hoping they do one of two things. They at the same time step away from that and show him being a badass, but at the same time are meta enough to accept the public reception of him and kind of make little nods at in jokes.
Yeah, kind of be like somewhat self-aware of his character kind of
Exactly.
being somewhat of a
So
but yeah,
prove
like
him.
that'd be pretty sweet.
So prove the audience wrong while at the same time nodding to some of the jokes that have been made about him.
Yeah, yeah, kind of that I'd be down with that. That actually sounds like it'd be
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool to see like just somewhat of one thing that I would love more than anything else is a self-aware DC film because while some of them have been good, it's like most of them have been very stone cold serious about like no, you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be like serious about this. But yeah, that I'd be down with that. I feel like that'd be
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool and entertaining.
And the fact
But
I
yeah,
I also can't still stop thinking about uh Black Manta in a movie directed by James Wan because he could be
oh,
creepy as hell if done right. If you look,
oh yeah,
because there are
yeah.
some cheesy looking Black Mantas, but there are also some scary looking ones. So if they made a Black Manta that was as intimidating as hell, that could be so cool looking.
I feel like if it's James Bond, they'll probably get like Black Manta and like I forget Black Manta has like some type of like suit that he wears, right?
Yes.
For most of the time, I feel like he'll take it off and he'll have like almost like Conjuring ghost makeup on him.
Well, I'm just
It'd be like
imagining that suit, how cool it could look.
yeah, yeah, that too. Like kind of like maybe something like really weird and out there, but still like intimidating. But yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
And I'm looking up
Uh,
his name right now. Aquaman's brother is going to be a main character as well. I'm trying, but he has a cool looking suit that I just think, if within a James Wan directed movie, could look creepy and all. Get go.
yeah, yeah. Also, like one thing I kind of been wondering is
Ocean
like
Master.
what types of directors should there be for like DC films? Because since it seems like they've been branching out a bit more now, it's like wonder who else would be pretty cool to do like a DC project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So yeah, do you know
actually,
who Ocean Master is? Does that name sound familiar at all?
not really.
I'm gonna
But
send you
you
a
said he was like,
picture in Discord.
all right, is I'm gonna see what he looks like because yeah, I've never heard of this character before. But you say he's like Aquaman's brother, right?
Yeah, so basically there's this constant think Thor and Loki relationship.
Ah, kind of like a brother, like uh, sibling rivalry kind of thing, I
Exactly,
guess.
fighting for the throne of Atlantis, basically.
Ah, no, that'd be pretty cool.
And what my hope is it's going to be a situation where Ocean Master wants the throne, so he hires Black Manta to take out Aquaman. So there's the two villains there in the movie.
Yeah. Also, every time you say Ocean Master, I keep thinking you're gonna say Ocean Man, and then that song will like start playing in my head, and it'll never go away ever again. Uh, why is this so like? I heard that song like from fucking like what year is it now? It's 2017, so it would be like 13 years ago, but I still have it like almost completely memorized. Oh, is that also the actor that they got to play him?
Yeah, so if you look at the picture
Oh,
on the right,
that's Contra guy.
yeah, so imagine that in a James Wan movie, what he could do with that suit.
Oh, that'd actually be really cool though. I feel like he could do something like really sinister or creepy with it.
Exactly. Let me show the viewers here. Hold on one sec.
Yeah. Bring it up for everybody.
So there you can kind of see it. I know it's a little small, but you get the general feel. That's Ocean Master, Aquaman's brother, and I just keep thinking, in a movie by James Wan, that could look so creepy, and I just love it so much.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool. Also, what else has James Wan done besides Conjuring?
He's done a decent amount, I'll be honest. I was surprised. I looked up his repertoire a while back, and it's decent.
Fast and oh, he did Fast and Furious, and
Mm-hmm.
oh, he did the Saw movies, or the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, huh? Well, would you look at that?
Oh wow!
Wow, this is some of the nicest filmography I've ever seen in my life, Vancouver.
Alrighty, so now on to our next thing that I don't care one bit about, and yet was the topic of our entire last podcast, Baywatch.
Yeah, but it was just like a punchline for like most of the entire rest of the videos. Like, oh, are we gonna see Baywatch? Oh,
Baywatch this video.
How about I watch something else?
But yeah, so do you have anything to say about this movie?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in it, and Zach E. is in it, and I cannot care less.
Yeah, I don't get why they are remaking it. I get they're in that phase of rebooting everything, but what audience is there that would hear, oh yeah, they're making a Baywatch movie and go, oh well, they got my ticket, then I'm watching that. Like,
well, I mean, considering the box office revenue, yeah, that's actually kind of true.
No. I'm guessing most people are going to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron shirtless in a movie together.
I guess, yeah, that too. That or other reasons.
I mean, if there were no big A-list stars in that movie, how many people would see it?
4.
Because, like, the show, sure. I mean, were there any...
Yeah, that was a thing.
I'm trying to think, was there it had a decent audience when it was around, but is there a big enough audience now who would want to watch a movie? Especially with how comical they're making it now.
Yeah, and it's not like people who even like watched Baywatch back then are just like, wow, the cinematic masterpiece tour de force Baywatch is being remade. Wow, I want to go see that so it can have a emotional roller coaster of an experience. It's like, no, it's fucking guys with their shirts off running into the sea, and also other genders walking into the sea.
And I mean, from what I've seen, again, I don't care at all about it, so I haven't seen much, but what I have seen, it seems like they're taking it in a completely comical sense. Like, there's no story from what I've noticed from the trailers and all that. It's just purely joke after joke after joke after shirtless after joke. Like,
might I add a very bad joke?
The kind that don't land. I mean,
yeah, they don't land. They just kind of stay up in the air and just like stay there forever.
I swear, if we get a Baywatch trilogy, I'll be so disappointed.
I'm already disappointed because of other things, but we haven't gotten into that yet.
Yep.
But
I guess we'll get into that right now. Pirates of the Caribbean 5 just came out.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Oh, it's not? What are you talking about then?
It'll be later. Once we get into it, I'll say what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, Pirates 5.
Yeah.
Why are there 5 Pirates movies?
So what is your stance on the Pirates of the Caribbean movies?
I have only seen the first one, which is very enjoyable. I have not seen any of the other films.
Oh.
And yeah.
I've seen them all except for 5.
So the only reason actually the only reason I feel like I would want to watch 5 is because Javier Bardem is in it, and that's it.
So here's the rub. Here's how it goes, basically. 1 is very
Yeah.
enjoyable. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
2 is a setup for 3, which is a very long lead in to the final fight.
Yeah, it's just kind of like like 1 is like cool, 2 is like nothing but setup and setup, and then 3 is like, woo, it's a big fight, woo.
Well, it's set up for the big fight at the end, which I'll admit was cool. I don't want to wait through 2 hours, though, to get ready for a fight that happens at the end.
Like, yeah, it's just like nothing good until the last couple of minutes.
4 was, I don't know, Johnny Depp wanted a really nice paycheck, so he just let them film him for 2 hours.
And they didn't get Gore Verbinski for that one either.
So 4 was... it was just bad. It was, like I just said, basically, them filming Johnny Depp for 2 hours. The whole storyline was... I don't even remember. It was Blackbeard, and there were mermaids, and then there was a relationship between one of the pirates and a mermaid. Meanwhile, there was apparently a huge part of the storyline, even though it had nothing to do with the main plot, by the way. And then you got Blackbeard trying to get the same treasure, I don't know, that Jack was going after. Something along those lines. It was just a messy plot with several plot holes, and was just... there's no purpose for it. I mean, if you stopped watching after 3, you'd probably have a better memory of Pirates than after watching 4.
Yeah, I feel like... So you said Blackbeard was in the 4th one?
Yeah.
They should have called him Captain White Noise. Because that's what 4 sounds like. At least from what it sounds like from hearing it from you.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of the other ones besides the first one. And first one was very fun.
Mm-hmm. And everything that I've heard from 5 is that it's worse than 4.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, that's...
Which is saying something.
Yeah, it's like, 4 was kind of the low point, and now this is like the... Ooh, this is like the really, really low point.
In 4, they hit rock bottom. Somehow, they got a mining team and dug below rock bottom.
It's like, 5, hey... It's like, the more you dig, you're not gonna find any gold, but just shit. And that's an example. Yeah, I think this this does have the lowest rating of any of the Pirates films.
Mm-hmm. So I probably won't see it. I'll probably just watch Curse of the Black Pearl again.
Yeah, I might just like watch it if it's like some point it's just like on Netflix. It's like, hey, you should watch this. It's like, okay, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I'll probably watch it for like 30 minutes before like, no, maybe not.
So how often do you go on planes?
Do I go on planes?
How often do you go on planes?
I'd say like at least once or twice a year, I guess.
Okay, I'm about the same, I'd say. Always at least once a year, twice a year, maybe 3 times if it's a good year. But I have movies that I normally won't watch in theaters, but if I see them on the plane thing where you have that TV on the back of the seat, I'll watch them then. I feel this might be one of those movies, like, it's a plane movie, not I'll watch it in theaters movie.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like you're clamoring for it, it's just kind of like, there's nothing else, so might as well. Which... This is my only choice, so...
Normally I watch comedies on the plane, I don't know about you, like, I watched, Someone and Someone Need Wedding Dates, what was that movie?
Oh, Mike and Dave.
Yeah, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I watched that on the plane. I think I watched a Kevin Hart movie. I don't remember which one. I watched a Kevin Hart movie on a plane. I watched, I think, one of the Neighbors movies on a plane. But, like, I normally go for comedies.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, what the last movie I watched on a plane was, because I think the last couple plane rides I've been on didn't have movies. And I might have just... I know, like... I think it might have just been me watching Kingdom on my phone. And that's the most recent experience I've had with that.
The Intern I love to watch on the plane, because I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing I do is, normally I'll watch a movie if it's a flight that's 3 hours or longer. But but if it's less than 3 hours, normally I just watch TV shows. And my go-to on a plane is Undateable. I love that show, at least on planes. It's so enjoyable when you're flying.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, it's kind of like there's one movie that I kind of want to watch on a plane because like it doesn't involve like flying in a plane, but it does involve like flying above the ground in some way, which was Interstellar, because like that movie actually did like mainly just because like I'll look over the window when I finish the movie and feel sad. It's like, well, now I have the emotion the movie is trying to give me the first time. Because it's like, I'm glad I'm not in that situation. I am in that situation. I am flying above the ground. God damn it. But yeah. I think the last movie I saw was Kingsman. Either that or I think possibly actually just The Revenant again on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the last. That's probably was the last one.
Okay. So you watch better movies than I do on a plane. Is what I'm hearing.
To be honest, I think those are like 2 of the 4 movies I actually have on my phone. One of them is kind of a movie I watched once as like I don't really I liked it, but I didn't really feel like I needed to watch it ever again, which was The Martian, and the other one
I
was,
get that.
And the other one was Birdman, but yeah, those are the 4 movies I have on my phone. And that's it. Yeah, I felt like watching The Revenant again because it was fucking amazing. But anyways,
speaking of amazing, Captain Underpants.
Yeah. I've actually heard many people say it was great.
Really?
And I'm kind of sad because here's the thing. I didn't plan on seeing this at any point in time before like reviews came out, but I do actually have a good amount of nostalgia for Captain Underpants. Surprisingly, like one thing I'm shitty at, like when I was younger, I was like, I don't like books except for these ones because they're short and easy to read.
That's like me in Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, like, oh god, I read that too, and I like, but surprisingly though, when I watched the movies, even like when I first watched them like as a kid, I was like, I don't know about this, I don't know, but yeah, like, it was kind of funny. Like I had a couple of friends who, when we heard about it, was like, they're probably gonna do something like it'll be live action with like some implements of CG animation, and it's gonna have like Kevin James or something. But then it was like, oh wait, they're actually having it animated, and it's actually good. It's like, wait, what? What?
So I could never get into Captain Underpants. So you tell me, what is the rundown? Tell me about what it's about.
Basically, it's kind of so there's these kids that at the school, basically they go to this really shitty school where all the teachers and stuff are kind of like assholes, but every once in a while they go into like a treat house and they write these comics about like fake superheroes or whatever, and one of them is Captain Underpants. And I think it was like they find this ring somewhere that kind of resembles a ring pop. I think it wasn't a ring pop, but every time I saw it, I was like, that looks like a ring pop. But anyways, it apparently has hypnotizing powers, and they accidentally hypnotize their principal to become Captain Underpants. And then they actually do get involved with actual villains, and then hijinks ensues, as it always does. But yeah, that's the basic plot.
Okay. So tell me, was Kevin Hart's character in the original, or did they make him up to give Kevin Hart a role?
Oh, Kevin Hart's character was in the original, yeah. It was
okay,
like the 2
I wasn't
kids
sure about that.
were like they were the big main characters.
Interesting.
But yeah, like they were the ones that wrote the comics in the original books, because I actually think it's like, I read a few. One thing to keep in mind though is like, they are super juvenile and silly and do not take themselves seriously in the slightest, which, now thinking about it, considering how seriously superhero films have been taking themselves, that actually kind of makes sense why they would make this film now.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like a satire at this point. But yeah, it's actually like, it was kind of like one thing, it was amusing when you're a child, because it was like, haha, they make poop jokes. That's funny. But from what I've heard, they actually, the new film is actually funny, like not just like poop jokes, actually good humor in some areas. I was like, oh, I wouldn't expect that from fucking Captain Underpants.
No. That's good to hear, actually.
Yeah. It's like, it's actual, like, it's actually good. And
Mm.
also, the animation looks pretty. The animation actually looks nice and feels like, you know, authentic to the style of the books itself. Like, because the book, while it was a novel, there was a shit ton of drawings, so it's kind of like half of a comic book and half of a actual novel. So
Okay.
yeah,
So do you think you're actually gonna go see it?
maybe I'm not sure if I'll pay to see it, but I will see it at some point. I know that for sure.
Okay.
Because I ain't got lots of money and I don't really have a whole lot of time to be able to drive to a movie yet.
Yeah,
Plus,
time
don't
is
got
the part that
license.
sucks. Okay, so next on the list, The Mummy.
Oh boy, this was the one I was talking about. God, what a fucking mess.
Yeah, you take it away here, buddy.
Okay, so let me tell you how this movie begins, because honestly, I don't really care if I'm spoiling the beginning because the beginning is already awful. So, it begins with a exposition scene about who the mummy is and her backstory or whatever in Egypt, narrated by Russell Crowe, who sounds like generic Russell Crowe character, or I guess just Maximus. But anyways, he's like giving like a eerie narration about the mummy is sinister. She committed a sacred ritual to become the mummy and killed people. And then immediately followed is Tom Cruise and another guy in Iraq shooting people and making dumb quips and one-liners and fucking breaking through walls. And that is legitimately the scene that exactly follows that scene. And that sets you up for the type of movie this is, because it feels like the tone flip flops from being like silly, dumb action, summer fun to fucking take this seriously. God. Ugh. And yeah, it just did that over and over again. And this is probably one of Tom Cruise's worst performances because
Oh.
he's basically just an assholish Nathan Drake who's not a fun asshole and is just like a fucking dick most of the time, and is kind of a plot device if you think about it.
Hmm.
Then there is also just not. It just has like shitty effects and kind of like the usual thing. It's just very uninteresting, not fun, and is yeah. It's like it ain't good. It ain't very good. You, you want to know what the thing though that really broke my back though, and it's not
Hmm.
even like a fault of like just the movie itself, but I wish they got Sam Raimi to make this movie instead, because that would have been actually fantastic.
What is
Like
Sam
because the
Raimi
film is
doing
just
nowadays?
from what I know, nothing actually.
Hmm.
I don't even know if he's has a new project in mind recently. But like I feel like Sam Raimi should have done this movie because he can do like creepy horror aspects and comedy combined very well and still make it kind of like self-aware, where this film is like no, this is how it's supposed to be, guys. It's smart. All right? It's smart. She has two eyes. It's smart, guys. Come on. But yeah, like that's it was not very good, and considering that this is a startup film for like a cinematic universe, which by the way I feel is kind of a stupid idea in the first place to have it be like, oh, it's the Universal monsters. It's like, yeah, but what are you gonna do with it after you run out of monsters? Are you gonna have them fight each other? Is it gonna be like the Captain America Civil War movies except with Universal picture monsters?
Oh no, I'm
Is that
guessing it's
where this
gonna
could?
be more Alien versus Predator. Only it'll be Mummy versus Dracula versus Frankenstein, the movie.
Oh, because that's what everybody wants to see, right?
Exactly. Said no one
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
So I guess on that
and
same topics there, yeah. So you kind of mentioned it. The Dark Universe is what they're calling it. The Monster
yeah.
Cinematic Universe. Which did anyone ask for that?
No, they didn't because nobody really wanted it.
Like I get
Yeah.
that it's working so well for Marvel. It's starting to turn out maybe for DC, and then Godzilla, King Kong starting to do it. But like
Yeah.
I still don't. Why is everyone doing that now? Like, do we need a monster
Cause
cinematic universe?
because money, everybody does it, and it makes it's those guys did it, and it made money. So obviously we can do it, and it doesn't have anything to do with like the quality of their films or their good planning. It's just being able to make a whole bunch of films that connect to each other. Cause money is powered, right?
I just don't care. I don't care, I think, is this thing. Like,
Yeah, neither do I. But yeah, it's like, it's just, it's a film that's like, this is how you can. There are some movies that are bad, but you'll remember them. This is a movie that was bad, but I don't think I'll remember anything about like another month or so.
yeah.
Because it was just like Tom Cruise. There's a mummy, silly action, and that's it. Nothing really much else to it. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's also. Can I just say, I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of miss Brendan Fraser now.
Mm.
I
Oh,
really
okay.
didn't feel like I'd ever say that because yeah, he was in the original.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't
not
think
the
of that at first, but I was like, wait, why? And then I was like, oh yeah, he wasn't that, huh?
Yeah, it's like I was pretty sure why. It's like that is a good point, but mainly just because like instead we'd have that instead of this.
Yeah, I was
Man.
never a huge fan of the original Mummy movie, so that's why I'm like,
And
I have a feeling
neither was
this
I,
won't be
but-
into at all.
And neither was I, but I would rather have that than Tom Cruise making silly screams and trying to be Nathan Drake. And that's it.
Yeah, speaking of which,
Yeah.
love Uncharted. We'll get into it at E3 time, but I am excited they're
Yeah.
doing another Uncharted game. But when are we getting an Uncharted movie, is my question.
That is a good question, actually. I feel like they could do some. One thing though is like, who would they get to play Nathan Drake?
Yeah, well, people have even said, like, Nolan North, the guy who does the voice acting, looks close enough to Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4 that he could do it.
That's a good point, I guess. Yeah, I haven't looked at a picture of Nolan North recently, but yeah, maybe he could do it. One thing though is like, who would they get to make it though?
Yeah, that is a good question, but I mean, it is one of the few movies I would be okay with just having the Fast and the Furious type action sequences, because that's kind of how it is in the game. It'll still,
Yeah.
I still
Well,
hope it would
actually-
have the same level of emotion, but I'd be okay with it having that crazy action set piece.
There was actually one director that I thought of that I feel like would be kind of interesting to see, which is the guy who did Skyfall and Spectre, the James Bond movies.
Really? I can
Yeah,
see
because
that.
well, for one thing, mainly just because I don't know if he's actually doing anything right now, because like he did Skyfall and everyone was like woo, and Spectre and everyone's kind of on it, and so yeah, he's like, I'm not sure if he's doing the next one or if he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. So
There was a
could
whole
be
lot of stuff
possibility.
with what's going on with James Bond though right now, so I'm guessing he won't, since they're looking at recasting James Bond anyway.
Oh yeah, they are. Well,
Idris Elba.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'd fucking watch that, honestly.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
So
I like his voice.
I think he'd be an interesting
Sorry.
Bond. So Tristan just asked, and I didn't actually know about this. I just started looking it up, and it is legit. He said, how do you feel about the Black Adam movie getting way more hype than the Shazam movie, which I didn't even know they're making a Black Adam movie until just now, where apparently they recently confirmed it. And I'm wondering what that movie would be like.
Yeah. What is Black Adam?
He is a Shazam villain, and basically he has the same powers as Shazam, more or less, but he's one of the more powerful DC villains. I'm just wondering, how do you make a 2-hour movie about this supervillain, but then do the Shazam movie after? Like, it seems weird to me.
Huh.
Like, that would be them making it would be the equivalent of them making a Lex Luthor movie, and then a Superman movie with Lex Luthor in it.
Yeah,
Like-
that'd be kind of weird, but honestly though, with some of the decisions DC has made with like the movies they make, it doesn't sound too much like it wouldn't happen like that.
I mean, who would be, I guess, I can't say villain, but who would be the antagonist in that movie? Like, it can't be Shazam, because you're doing a Shazam movie.
Maybe it's like, is there like a character that made Black Adam become Black Adam? Like someone who wronged him, and then that's what made him
I
become the
mean,
villain.
it's an Egyptian thing, so unless it's the Egyptian gods, which I'm pretty sure he got his power from an Egyptian curse or something along those lines. I don't even remember, but
What is
it
this,
wasn't
the
really a
mummy?
person. It was I think it was something to do with the pyramids. Egyptian gods bestowed powers on someone. I don't even remember the backstory behind Black Adam and Shazam. I need to reread some of the comics, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know much about Black Adam, so I'm kind of not all in the know about that. But yeah, if they are making kind of a villain movie before they make the movie about the hero
Even if they
around that
did
villain,
make the villain movie afterwards, that still doesn't answer a lot of the questions. Who's the antagonist? Can you fill 2 hours of a story about a villain like that? I mean, they couldn't even do
yeah,
a movie about a group of villains well.
yeah, it's like that's a good point.
They somehow could not make a good movie that had Harley Quinn, Joker, Killer
And
Croc, Deadshot in it. Yet they want to make a movie with Dwayne the Rock Johnson as a villain and no one else, basically. Like,
maybe they'll do like Suicide Squad did and just add like a contrived villain that really was like okay that nobody cares about this villain.
but I mean, Black Adam, from my recollection, he's not a redeemable villain. He's the kind of villain who's like, I want to kill everyone and take over the world. End of story. Like, what do you
Mass
do with
suicide,
that?
yeah.
His
Yeah,
whole
it's
like, I don't
there's
know.
kind of yeah, it's like what would you do with that?
Because he's one of the few DC villains that is. He's incredibly powerful. Like, he's gone toe to toe with Superman.
Yeah.
Powerful. But at the same time, he's very. Even when. In the games, for instance, or shows or movies, where it's like some of the villains and heroes flip sides, so the villains are on the good side, heroes are on the bad, or whatever like that. He's still always on the bad side. It doesn't matter who else is there. He's always with the evil guys. Like, how do you make a movie about that?
You don't. You make a superhero movie, and then you don't make one about the villain because he doesn't have anything really to go off of. But who knows? Maybe DC will do it anyways. I don't know.
And I mean, here's the better analogy. So, a villain who I think is very similar to him, I'd say, would be Green Goblin. Like, not New Goblin, Hobgoblin. He's a very Green Goblin-like character when it comes to not physically, but their motivations and things of that nature. So again, imagine a Green Goblin movie before a Spider-Man movie. Like, I'm still trying to figure out who the villain is here or how they would make the plot work. It doesn't add up to me.
Yeah. It just kind of seems like a really bad decision to try to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
It doesn't. I'm sorry. DC.
Yeah, it's like
they should not. I get they're trying. Like, maybe they got a confidence boost from Wonder Woman, and they're thinking, well, everyone loves Dwayne the Rock Johnson after Moana, so let's just speed track his character along. But why would you take a huge risk like that now? I'd play it safe more.
Considering DC's decisions, again, it doesn't sound too far off from what they would probably do. At least from my perspective, it kind of seems like a decision they would make is like, well, we got a successful movie, let's make a really weird decision that doesn't really seem like it would pan out very well.
Yeah, I'm like...
And then it's like, and this is why you don't really try to do the whole universe thing very well.
With that said, I am reading it now. Okay, so this could be part of it. So, firstly, the person who kind of revealed this was Jeff Johns, who is the only person working at DC who I trust, really. He announced it, and he said basically that... Hold on. So it's going to be based off some of the comic books that he has written about Black Adam, but they're making Black Adam more of an anti-hero and not so much the villain. And they apparently, it looks like hold on, I lost my place. While he is still a villain, he will be fighting against enemies who sought to enslave his people. So maybe that works.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I mean, like, hopefully,
he's
'cause
still
yeah,
very much the bad guy. That's where I can't stop thinking that. I think Black Adam, and I can't think of any time where he's been anything aside from a villain.
yeah, it's like he's kind of that's what he's most known for being
Like,
because he doesn't really be anything else.
I'm also thinking like Injustice and Injustice 2, at least from what I've played. Uh, every moment he's on there, if he is being kind to you, he has a secondary motivation for being kind. It's not out of the kindness of his heart. He's like, yes, I will take care
Yeah.
of you because I want you to get super powerful so you can fight for me, or something like that. There's always a second
Yeah,
motivation
there's like
there.
yeah, there's always something to it besides just that.
So that what they're
Uh,
doing with the movie. He's doing a good thing that will ultimately benefit him and his evil plans that he intends on fulfilling in the Shazam movie.
ooh, oh, it'd be such a big twist, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just very lost at this point. Thank you, Tristan, for bringing
Yeah.
that to our attention. But I don't know. It has me confused.
Me too, and I don't know much about Black Adam, so yeah, it's like it doesn't seem like a good choice to begin with.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe because when they did announce that Dwayne The Rock Johnson will be playing Black Adam, I will say Dwayne The Rock Johnson is probably the best person to play Black Adam, so maybe it was a thing from him saying, hey, I would love it if you guys could give me my own movie so I can give the character justice, because I know in Shazam I won't be having that much screen time, so I'd like a little more just so I can show the character off better.
Yeah,
Because it could have been a request by him.
yeah. Also, like one thing is kind of like, who do they have to play Shazam if they have anybody yet?
I don't think that's this weird thing. Like they announced their actor for Black Adam before they announced the actor for Shazam. I don't even know if they've casted anyone yet. They might have, but
Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe they did the Black Adam first because they know they got Dwayne Johnson's like Dwayne Johnson's pretty popular right now. We haven't got one
Yeah.
for Shazam yet, but he may be more popular than that guy. Who knows?
with that said, though, Shazam they do have to cast 2 actors for, because do you know much about Shazam?
Doesn't he like? Is the one where like he's a kid and then like he does a thing
Mhm.
and then he turns into an adult?
Yeah, so they would have to cast a kid actor who would be good enough to lead his own movie, as well as an adult actor who could look like Shazam and play the role just as well. An adult who could
If
basically
only-
play a kid, and a kid who can basically have the acting power to carry his way through an entire solo film.
Oh, if only Haley Joel Osment was still a kid right now, but he's not. Yeah, that's kind of a problem because like a lot of kid actors are kind of not great.
Yeah.
Like there's been a couple that have been good. Like this one wouldn't be available for Shazam because it's a girl or whatever. But like the one for Logan was
Oh, yeah.
pretty stellar. But yeah, like most other ones have been, yeah.
So I
don't
just
know.
checked on IMDb, and I noticed 2 things. First off, the actual title for Shazam is Shazam exclamation point. So you have to say it Shazam, like the actual
it's
hero
like-
does.
No, it's like it's like you're trying to be quiet. Like when you're talking to someone, it's like, hey, you want to go see Shazam? It's like
Exactly.
it's like you have to yell at the top of your lungs. It's like that's how the
Mhm.
title is.
Yeah. By the way, you actually said it just how the character says it. So,
Oh really? I
yeah,
did?
that's exactly how he says it when he wants to turn into Shazam.
Sweet.
And secondly,
Sign
under
me up
cast,
for Shazam.
yeah, under cast, they literally only have Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam in there. That's the only
really?
person they have
That's
under
it?
the cast.
Oh no.
So maybe that is it. They're like, okay, we need to push back this Shazam movie. We don't have any actors yet. We don't have a script yet. We do have Dwayne The Rock Johnson on board, but he's getting a little antsy. We casted him for this movie like 2 years ago, and we still haven't done
Yeah.
anything with it. Let's give him his own movie, you know what? Just so he doesn't think we're playing with his emotions here.
Yeah. So it's like just so he doesn't think we're fucking with him on this.
Exactly. It
Let's
has
just
to be
say-
something like that, right? That has to be it.
Yeah. 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 That. It just doesn't make much sense as to why they would do it like that. I don't know.
hmm Anyway, on to our final note here with the movie side of things. Cars 3.
Well, can I say
Oh,
just
go
one
ahead.
after Cars 3? Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. One film I wanted to talk about, even though there probably saw this when it came out, but I saw a movie called It Comes at Night, which was an independent
Mm.
horror movie that got a wide release, which, fucking god, that's a really rare thing to see.
Yeah.
But it's really super good. I'd really recommend you see it. Well, I'd recommend you see it if there's for one thing, which is this movie is really fucking bleak, but it is incredibly well executed. Like I'd say the good way to kind of describe this as the best made and most depressing episode of The Walking Dead ever,
Mm.
because that's kind of what it is like. One thing to keep in mind is this movie had really misleading marketing because like most of the
Mm-hmm.
trailers like it comes at night. Oh, is there a monster that's coming for you? Oh no, what could it be? It's zombie apocalypse and all that stuff or something like that. And then there's like, no, it's just people that are during like some type of weird virus that's going on that nobody understands, and there's never a monster that shows up. And
Mm.
the main thing is more just like the interactions with other people kind of being like what what do we do about this and kind of like how to just survive it. And it's really good. Again, it's very bleak and not for the faint of heart in a couple of areas, but it's really good and probably the best film I've seen so far this year,
Oh, wow.
next to another film. But yeah, it's really good. I'd recommend it very highly. But again, it's depressing, very much so. But
So,
it's good.
you're going to be a little disappointed at me then. I saw
Why?
a trailer for that a long time ago. And I was like,
God
okay,
damn it.
I'll have to see that. And then I saw a trailer for Don't Breathe. And somehow I got the titles flip flopped. So I went to go see Don't Breathe, thinking it comes at night. And I was
Really?
disappointed, yeah.
God damn it. Ah.
So I'm like, man, that movie looked really good, but it wasn't. So that makes a lot more sense now. I didn't think of it till you just said that. And I was like, huh, that sounds like the trailer for, oh, that's right, I did do that, huh?
Yeah, it's like, it's not Don't Breathe. To be honest, though, they kind of had basically the same budget, but
Mm-hmm.
It Comes at Night is a lot better
Yeah.
than Don't Breathe. By a
So
lot.
I might have to see that then.
Yeah. Again, I'd recommend, like, I wouldn't say don't watch the trailers, watch the teaser trailer, but none of the other trailers, because the other ones make it out to be like, oh, creepy monster going to get you. Ugh, it's got Joel Edgerton, and it's like, monster gonna kill them all at night. It comes at night. Go see it in theaters. But it's not that at all. It's just really silly marketing that didn't fit the type of movie it was.
Mm.
But it's good. Go see it if you're not a person that gets depressed easily. Anyways, that's my thoughts.
Yep. Now on to Cars 3. So
Oh boy.
what are your feelings on the Cars franchise overall?
This is kind of funny. This is another case of I have some nostalgia for the Cars franchise because I watched Cars when it first came out when I was probably like 5 and was like, it's funny, it's cool, Tom Mater is funny. I watched Cars 2 when I was 10 and I thought it was funny for a while, and then like once I grew up to become a fucking like older and it's like became cynical asshole, I was like, wow. Cars is okay and Cars 2 is fucking horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I mean, it's like I still have some nostalgia for it. It's just like I saw a trailer for this, like, why are they making this again?
Yeah.
Why aren't you making Incredibles 2?
Yep, that's what
I know you're
everyone is
making
saying. They've made 3 Cars movies, but there's still only one Incredibles.
Why does the world hate Brad Bird so much? Fuck
Yeah.
you guys. Sorry. I'm just mad. Okay. It's been...
Hey, and they're making 4 Toy Stories, even though the third one was supposed to be the final chapter. That's the one thing I just don't get. 3 was great because it was the end. You make a 4th one, you ruin everything that 3 was.
Yeah, is it going to like have new toys or whatever? Is it good? Hey, I just thought of something actually. If they make toys for it and it has like new toys, maybe there'll be like Transformers in it. Who knows? They had Barbie. I mean, they could possibly have Transformers in it.
They could. I mean, wouldn't that be just a time capsule in itself? You look at the first Toy Stories and you look at Toy Story 4. Oh my gosh, do they have
like what was the point was it?
Yeah.
There's like all these toys that came out around this time is like, oh, that's kind of like a piece of that time almost, because then like Toy Story 3 had like what did Toy Story 3 have?
There's
like,
the teddy bear. There were what else was there?
I'm trying to remember if there were any toys that were like, oh, that was like at that time.
There's the fidget spinner.
Oh no! That would be so awful. That would be the worst. No, it's like a fidget spinner. It's like two of the holes are the eyes and the other one is at the mouth. And the way he gets around is just like by spinning himself on the floor.
Okay, well that's becoming the title of the podcast.
God damn it. Fidget spinners in Toy Story 4? Confirmed? All exclamation points. That'd be so fucking awful though. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Let's not have modern toys in the new.
Yeah, there we go. You know what? Let's keep it generic. Army Men, great. Barbie, great.
Yeah, let's just keep it the way it was, because I don't know if I could really handle myself if there were. You know, it would be like fucking. What? Why is that in here?
Sorry, you went quiet right as you said it, and then I got your reaction.
Yeah.
What was it?
I was saying it's like, I was saying it kind of feels like, it would kind of feel like what everyone felt like when they saw the trailer for the Emoji Movies. Like, why is there something like this made for a company with this much money put into it, and why is it in here? It'd be like, why is there a fucking fidget spinner in Toy Story 4? Oh. The fidget spinner is played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I just imagine, like, we get Andy back, and then he has an e-cigarette that's also alive and talking.
Oh no! Oh,
he just keeps on saying Vape Nation.
Oh no. Oh my god. The e-cigarette is played by Chris Pratt.
That would be amazing. Oh my gosh. Or you get like one of the California Surfer Bros to voice it. Dude, Vape Nation, dude.
Vape Nation. Oh no. Oh god. That's a horrible idea, actually. No, never mind. What other cringy toys could be put into Toy Story 4? Since it's gonna be in 2019, by the way.
Gosh.
So 2019. Who asked for this?
I don't know, but anyway, getting back on track with Cars 3. So.
Oh yeah, the thing that everybody wanted and needed. So
yeah.
badly.
So the thing is, I think I was just too old for Cars when it came out. Like, I just missed that point to where I had the enjoyment from it. I got there right at the peak of, or right at the end of when I would have enjoyed it. So I saw Cars and I was like, okay, I guess that was like, alright.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of a, maybe not.
I saw trailers for Cars 2 and just knew there was no way I could ever see that movie.
Yeah.
Just...
It was... You know those movies that are, like, actually, like, they're just really awful, but they're obviously... They're for a foreign market instead, but not even though they're made in America? That's kind of what Cars 2 felt like at a lot of points.
It felt like the screenwriters got drunk and were like, you know what? I want to make a James Bond movie, but we don't have the licensing for that. Let's just make it Cars 2.
Yeah. Also, like, Cars 2 had dark moments in it for some... Like, I kind of remember a couple for some reason. I don't know even why, but there was, like, a point where, like, one of the spy cars got caught, and he was squished into a fucking cube.
Yeah.
And I was like... If I think about that in, like, terms of, like, cars, that's kind of fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's like squishing a person with a fucking vice.
And I have... Yeah.
Why?
That's crazy. Now, I've seen couple trailers maybe for Cars 3 now. And...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely at the age now to where since I wasn't attached to it from the beginning, I'm like, I'm not going to go see it. But from what I've seen, it does look like what Cars 2 should have been.
Basically,
It looks
yeah.
like they've
But
learned their
also,
lesson.
I also just remember the jokes around the first Cars 3 trailer that looked like it was trying to be like super serious and dramatic.
Hmm.
It was funny because like a friend who actually saw like the trailer was like, I looked up the plot synopsis and it's just still goofy shit again. It's like it's not
Ah.
even all that serious. It was
See, if
like,
it was
really?
just like what the first trailer was, that would be pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
a more,
It was like,
especially after what the second one was, a more serious Cars movie.
yeah, that didn't follow the fucking comedic character, which is never a good idea.
Though I
But yeah,
guess, yeah, with Owen Wilson, how serious of a movie can you make? Like this
it's
in
like,
a movie
uh,
where every instead of people there are cars, and you have Owen Wilson and the Cable Guys, your two main characters. Can't
this
go
is
too far.
some of the most serious shit I've ever seen in my life, Vancouver. I'm sorry if I keep making that joke. But every time I hear about Owen Wilson, I just try to think of a way to make that joke. Wow.
And also, for Red, see you in the chat, just said, I never know who is talking unless it's J4U. Well, you shouldn't have to worry about that considering Luke is the only other person in this podcast right now.
Yeah, I'm only the second person. It's either Nick or me for this one, and hopefully for next podcast, Raphael will also.
Which I get why you say that, considering you can only see my face, so you can obviously tell when I'm talking because my lips are moving. It would be great if we could get the cameras up for you guys, but I have no idea how we do that. We need to change our setup for that, which I'm hoping we will soon. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll be a 2018 podcast thing, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could do face cam,
Hey,
but
Gur.
like a thing is, I look fucking ugly and I hate my face, so I'd rather not. If that's well, actually, like I say that, but I've kind of been thinking. I won't try to spoil this, but there's a stream happening on Friday where I may possibly do the face cam mainly just because certain people have good things to do face cam with.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say who.
Which
but
honestly, I love the style of your videos when you did have your face in them, and they were just the camera, you sitting at your couch. Cause I like that style, and I think it worked well.
yeah, yeah. I kind of I like doing that. I kind of just didn't. I just kind of stopped after a while because the way of doing it was really inefficient and kind of annoying to do at times. Because like, I forgot like what it was, but I'd have to have my computer like right next to me because like I can't memorize shit, so I had to have my script like right next to me. So it was like, okay, read a line, say it, and then go back to my computer, read a line, say it, and so forth. So that's kind of why I stopped doing that and did more just like the hey, here's the trailer and me talking over it kind of thing.
See, for me, I have it teleprompter style, so I either handwrite or type my script for the episode, and then I have it right next to the camera, so I can kind of just look past the camera at my script.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see it like it's like right in front of you as you're recording.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I see. Yeah, I do not have that type of technology yet. Though actually, I'm getting a new camera, so maybe possibly I could just go back to doing that since like while it'll still be tedious to do, it'll look nicer because I want shitty like handheld HD for 2006 camera.
Okay.
I'll actually have like nice camera. I might like look at it to see if that is actually the truth, but I mean from actually using it before, I'm pretty sure it'll look nice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Cars 3, that's a movie.
Are you going to go see it?
No, I'm not. You know what's funny though, actually? A lot of reviews have been saying this is probably the best Cars movie out of all of them.
I could kind of get that. At least if the trailers are semi-accurate. It's definitely going to be better than Cars 2.
Yeah. It's mainly just like from like even just from the people who are like kind of on the series, like it's probably the best one of the bunch. But even then, it's not like anything great. But yeah, it's just like weird. It's like Cars 3 is the best, huh? Most times in trilogies, that's usually the opposite. Like the third one.
Yeah, I get you.
But surprisingly, not here. And that is strange. But yeah, Cars 3. That's a movie.
Let
Go see
me.
it, I guess.
Yeah,
But
if you want to go see it, go see it. I'm gonna read through the comments here for a sec. Red, never liked cars. I get you. Gurjay, are you making any Minecraft role plays? Well, still got Transcrafters. Episode 6 is coming out soon. Transformers 5 in Minecraft is coming out soon. Then I got another Transformers in Minecraft related thing that will be in the charity live stream that I'm also starting to work on.
Yeah.
And then other than that, though, Batmine is still happening. That's just been delayed to crap because at the moment I'm the only one working on the In Minecraft series, which it is our most popular series, but it sucks because I'm the only one on the channel who kind of makes the show what it is, and with that, it's one of the most intensive shows that we do. So that's why they come out so infrequently. So Batmine, we used to have a date for it. That date we don't have anymore. So
Oh.
it was Batmine, I think, was supposed to come out almost a year ago. About 9 months ago, I'd say, was when Batmine was supposed to start. And we're supposed to be done. We're supposed to be starting Transcrafters Season 3 as of almost exactly a month ago at our original schedule.
Oh.
We still have 5 episodes to put out of Season 2. We're only halfway done with Season 2 because of all the technical problems that happened behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, oh well, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of.
I think that's gonna do it for the podcast. So I know you guys with all the trailer reactions. Hopefully, you guys aren't getting too overwhelmed. It is E3, so it's crazy, basically, just with all the videos we're putting out right now. Said at the beginning of the podcast, I think I recorded the past 2 days 12 videos, at least, that were all trailer reactions for different E3 games.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that came out, not just to say, but, like, past couple.
Yeah. And I'm not even done recording yet. I still have another 5 to go. So.
So are you doing mainly just, like, I know you did, like, Microsoft ones, but are you doing, like, all the conference trailer stuff that's been coming out?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I even did a trailer reaction for Mario plus Rabbids.
Really?
Yeah, that's on the list. So
that sounds fun.
We got that going for us. But yeah, so
I guess.
That on top of all the Transcrafters stuff, I'm a very busy person. So, but anyway, Transformers 5 in Minecraft should be coming out semi soon. I believe Transcrafters is coming out before it though. Because that one's Transcrafters episode 6 is almost done. We're just finishing it up right now. But just to fill you guys in on the loop, part of why it's taking so long has nothing to do with me. It is so intensive with my editing computer. The render time is insane. Like, stupid insane.
It was about 6 days from the last time Nick messaged me about it.
Yeah. So, and all it is, it's not even exporting. So rendering, if you don't know what it is, how Premiere works, you import your footage, you edit what you want, but it's going to be slow, it's going to be lower quality. Then you render it, which allows the software to fully kind of configure itself to the video, and then it plays normal speed, it plays normal quality. So every time you change something, you have to re-render it so it can basically relearn that bit that you changed. So and I have to render several times in an edit. So if I edit something, I have to render it at least twice on a normal video. Transcrafters, I have to render it every so often, just so I can watch things in real quality and know how to time things. But basically, I went to render, and episode 6 is a longer episode, I'll tell you that right now. It's 20 minutes. Rendering it yesterday, was it? They sent you that picture? Or was it the day before?
I think it was yesterday, yeah.
So yesterday, I had to render it, and I only changed a little. I was just trimming some clips along, maybe 10 minutes worth of stuff I had to render. Though there's so many layers, so many effects, so much color correction, so much that goes into an episode of Transcrafters, it said during the render, normally rendering will take 10 to 15 minutes, maybe half an hour if it's something crazy. That episode of
Yeah.
Transcrafters, it said, hey, we're going to need 144 hours to render.
Yeah, that's a little bit long.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit.
So I thought, you know what, Premiere lies to me a lot. It's probably not. It's just trying to figure it out. Once it starts rendering, it'll go down and say, oh, no, actually, it's just going to take 45 minutes or an hour. 2 hours is the average render time for a episode of Transcrafters. So I was like, you know what, it's probably not going to take this long. So I let it do its thing. I watched some YouTube, checked back maybe 3 hours later. No, it was being honest. In fact, the time had went up. It said, don't worry, we're only going to take 155 hours. And I was watching it. It was counting down in real time. It knew what it was talking about, which is insane.
Like, it's going to be 6 days. It's going to be 6 days, and you're going to fucking like it.
So eventually, I needed to edit other stuff. So I had to cancel it. I restarted my computer. There was an update for Premiere, so I installed the update. But when I installed the update, Premiere needed to basically recreate the documents in a compatible form that worked for this new version. I said, okay, do that. And I opened up the project for Transcrafters, and because of the update, it needed to re-render everything. Not the 10 minutes it was needing to do last time. The whole 20-minute episode, everything in it too, from effects to clips to soundtracks, it needed to re-render all of that. So, yeah, rendering time is what kills.
Yeah, that sounds like it considering like just, and you said like there's probably a good amount of effects going into this video like that you know of, right?
Yeah, and the first 30 seconds is the coolest one. I'm actually happy. I won't spoil what it is, but there's something where I had to do some kind of CGI work in there, which actually, it looks very good in my opinion, the final form of it. It's in the first 30 seconds too, so that was the most intensive thing. That segment, it's only the first 30 seconds of the episode. It took like 5 hours to render that 30-second clip because of everything I had in it.
Yeah. Huh.
But Transcrafters, guys, you guys love it, but it's so crazy when it comes to the behind the scenes of it. All that goes into each episode of Transcrafters. It's a lot of work, and it sucks because I'm the only one who really knows how the series works to work on it. So it's basically all me doing each episode. So it takes a long time.
Yeah. Also, by the way, sorry to go off topic, but I was looking through Twitter while we were talking, and I found a article that said Joss Whedon is doing reshoots for Justice League.
Good.
And
I'm happy about that.
And another thing, which isn't as important, but like Danny Elfman is hired to compose the score for Justice League.
Ooh. Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that Joss Whedon isn't scared. Like, he's willing to do reshoots. He knows, like, maybe this is part of Zack Snyder's vision, and I want to uphold his vision, but this needs to go. We need to reshoot this. And maybe it's something simple, like, oh, that take didn't work. We need to reshoot it anyways. But I'm glad that he's not afraid to reshoot stuff.
Yeah, he's still willing to, like, fix something that might need to be fixed.
Which I'm very glad about.
Yeah,
I was a little worried that he'd have the mindset of, well, this sucks for Zack Snyder. I'm going to make it to his vision, so it's like he finished directing it. If there's something maybe I don't agree with as a director's choice, I might leave it just because that's probably his vision. I'm glad he's like, hey, if it sucks, and I'm going to redo it. At least I hope that's why they're doing the reshoots for some of it. That he's taking the steps now to prevent some of the mistakes that they made with Batman v Superman.
Yeah. Hopefully so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully that gives better hope for Justice League being good then.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
Yeah.
Heck, completely reshoot everything that has Cyborg in it and make it practical. That would be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, though that would probably be a lot of reshooting.
Yeah, there's no way they do that, but, I mean, one can dream,
That'd
right?
be cool, though, if they could. Maybe there will be practical stuff and just a good amount of it is special effects. Who knows?
I mean,
who knows?
I still remember the behind the scenes for Batman v Superman where Zack Snyder was bragging about the fact that entire Batman Superman fight was in front of a green screen. He was like, we have the technical power so that part where Superman broke the sink over Batman's head, none of that was real.
Green screen. Yeah.
And I keep thinking,
Huh.
you could have had a practical sink that was foam or an easy break wood or something to where Henry Cavill could just snap it right before it hit Ben Affleck's head or something like that. Like, it didn't need to be green screen, that segment.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you could have done it in a more practical sense besides just like, hey, here's a bunch of green screen and a green screen sink.
And
Can
I
you handle
am,
the green screen?
yeah, and I'm worried about some of the liberties DC has been taking. Like, from the look at characters, I guess is one of the things. Like, Doomsday. The closest he got was right before he died. He looked close to comic book Doomsday, but still wasn't that close. And Cyborg. First off, I don't think he should be in Justice League. He's a Teen Titan character who eventually works his way into the Justice League. Give him that story arc. Make him start with the Titans, and then eventually earn the way up so that maybe in Justice League 2 he's a member. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. And plus, Cyborg, he's always been the big buff dude. In this movie, he looks skinny and kind of scrawny, and it feels weird to me.
Maybe it's his origins. I don't know.
I just am not a big fan of that. Anyway, gotta have hope. And on that note, I think it's time to end off the podcast. So, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you all.
So, yep, hope you enjoyed this episode of the J4U podcast. We'll be coming back on Saturday at our normal time, 3 o'clock.
For E3.
Yep, for
3
E3.
o'clock for E3.
Yep, 3 o'clock, that's Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time. I think we're still in Daylight Time. Pacific Daylight Time, 3 o'clock. You can watch our E3 podcast, where we talk about everything E3, and possibly everything Transcrafters as well. We have to see, because I might have some cool update stuff by then. So with that said, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with all of your friends. And, see you guys on the next episode of the J4U podcast. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about.
We will. Oh my god, a lot.
So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay classy. Later. Woo!